experience in teaching.
This call is now being recorded.
And sir has done many analysis part of many theses also. So he has a good command over the SPSS. So here we thought that let us introduce sir to this platform so that he can be give his insights about the SPSS and the using of uh, data. That is how the data analysis can be helpful and which will give you a clear output what to do and what not to do. So I request all the participants to take the insights and inputs of sir. Sir has a practical experience also. So here, if you have any doubts, you can raise your hand and you can type your question in the chat box, and parallelly the thing will be answered by sir. So now I am muting. I once again thank Dr. Ramesh Nayak sir and Eza sir for accepting our invitation and for being available today on this virtual platform. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving wonderful words. And before going to start the session, I would like to introduce today's speaker, Sheikh Muhammad Ajaz, sir. So, sir has an obvious, confident, and continuous legal and techno managerial professional with hands-on experience in teaching and field work. So, wish to associate as a faculty member, so contributing for management and legal education, research, and benefiting the stakeholders. And sir, having the qualification PhD in management and thesis was submitted to Rayalaseema University, Kurnool, Anantapuram, Kurnool, Andhra Pradesh. And sir qualified APSET and lectureship in law subject in July 2017. Qualified UGC NET and APSET lectureship in management subject in June 2012. And LLM labor laws from Acharya Nagarjuna University 2016. And has sir also done LLB in taxation, Sri Krishnadevaya University. And coming to academic background, sir has 17 years experience and in various positions. And sir has taught many subjects in management stream. And coming to the academic activity, yes, like sir has presented 10 journals, submitted and published 10 journals in international level, and in national level 9 journals, and conferences, 2 conferences were attended, and many publications were done by Mr. Rajesh. And sir has attended 8 workshops, and many departmental activities were done by Ajaz sir. And professionally in softwares, so MS Office, that is more emphasis on references formatting and Excel data analysis, and especially in SPSS and AMOS. So this is sir a brief profile. So I would like to request invite Ajaz sir to take up the session. So welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you to Ismail sir and Dr. Ramesh Nayak for giving me this wonderful opportunity to share my experiences related to research methodology and the emphasis on SPSS. SPSS, as you know, it's a statistical package for social sciences. It's a software which helps us you to do analysis part, which help you for how data once it's collected has to be performed. So this SPSS is a statistical package. Before that, it's a statistical package which help us. Mr. Sir, can you show my PPTs presentation, sir? Hello, sir. My PPTs are visible to you. Hello. Hello,
The
sir.
screen is visible, sir.
Okay, you got screen, PPT screen.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We're able to see.
Thank you. Okay. Now, the main object of this session is that to know the concept of a research, to be familiar with the type of research to know the outline of research process, to know the of measure device which help you to do a data analysis. Before doing analysis, one is familiar with research, and the actual job of data analysis begins with first define the your of any social research, business research. We collect the data by using primary data or the secondary data. Normally, such of our social and business research collect the data using questionnaire. In questionnaire, we collect some results of it. First of all, we must have the concept of what is our research area which connected with that. Now, as you know, research is simply a search. It is an art and the science of systematic and scientific investigation, gathering a pertinent information on a specific topic. The main object of the research is that we get familiar with and our study, gathering the data, and by that research is to find a solution to the problem, and we want to prove or disprove the existing principles and theory, or we want to make some innovative inventions. That is the main prime object of a research. Normally, our business research or business research and social research connected with finding the problem of business. So, suppose that we have a problem with the sales. Now, we want to conduct a research how the sales has to be carried out, and we want to promote our product. Now, we want to carry out a research that how the product will be perceived by the customer. Now that we want to study job satisfaction employee, organization commitment, and we have a problem of labor turnover. Now, these are different areas like what is the influence of working capital management and profitability, and what kind of factors the investor will consider before making an investment in stock exchange or any mutual fund. What factor influence? Like these are the different research area. The main object of a research is that it has to conduct in a systematic and scientific way for gathering a pertinent information on specific topic. In fact, the research is both of an art of science of investigation. No, it's an art. Sometimes it's called a skill job, and it's a science because that we want to follow the well-established research principles. Now, if suppose that what actually there in the research, what actually we define a research. Suppose according to Clifford Wood, research comprises of defining and redefining the problem, formulating the hypothesis, suggesting the solutions, collecting the data, organizing the data, evaluating the data, making deductions and reaching conclusions, and the last, carefully testing the conclusion to determine whether they fit the formulating hypothesis. Now, here the SPSS or any kind of statistical package we use for doing our job is very simple for data analysis. Once upon a time, when you collected the data, the research has to take the help of a statistician for performing a data. But now there are different statistical packages we have. Among the most user-friendly packages called statistical package for social sciences. We work in that spaces from 16 version. Now we have nearly IBM spaces 24 having so many add-on features on that. If you say what the help and spaces we do for it. So basically we say that SPSS help us for codifying the data, organizing the data, and presenting the data in a meaningful format, like in the form of graphs, charts, bars. And it is one of the beauty of SPSS that SPSS is very user-friendly. SPSS is a statistical package for social sciences, but before that, for data analysis using SPSS, we must require a strong understanding about the research methodology. And without core aspect of research methodology, it is very difficult for us to understand the SPSS and the output is generated from the SPSS. Now that normally uh, research has different types, but what type of a research SPSS? Research are basically classified into research. Sir, a little bit problem is there. There- hello? No, sir. There is a noise. So that research basically of mainly of two types. One that is which research which is pertinent to SPSS. One is called explorative research, descriptive research, analytical, and exploratory research. Mainly we have three types of research. Among them, Naik sir, there is some disturbance. Hello, Naik sir.
So clear, sir.
Okay. Because some disturbance is coming.
So please make zoom your screen, sir.
Okay.
Screen is not visible.
Request her to please rotate your mobile, sir, please, so that it will be clear. Please rotate your mobile, sir, please.
Okay. I want to put it in rotate mode. Is it visible? Now, the research which help us to find, basically, research related to i- in related to SPSS, basically we have three types of researches we have. One is called explorative research. Explorative research is main object of explorative research is that to explore the knowledge. So to explore the knowledge in a sense means whatever the topic we select, we want to get in-depth information about the topic. Primarily explorative research or basically connected with uh, familiaring with the topic. So how you can familiar with the topic? You can familiar with the topic by resorting to already published data. Basically, in explorative research, we collect the data relating to already existing studies. Like it may be a conceptual studies or it may be empirical studies. Conceptual studies or a study connected with textbooks, any recommended textbooks where we get familiar with the concepts of all those things. And empirical studies are those data where we collect journals, published journals, which are empirically tested. Like suppose we're doing a research on job satisfaction. Now we collect all data related to text matter connected with the job satisfaction and empirical studies. So empirical studies, what we call a review of literature, normally in any thesis and project. Now,
Sorry
this
to disturb you, sir. Sir, your screen is not visible, sir. We are unable to see your PPT.
Okay, because there is some problem. But you are hearing my voice now? Are you got it?
Yes, we are hearing you, sir.
Okay. I made it, but it is not showing. So that let me check.
So otherwise, can I present, sir?
Yeah, yes, you can present, no problem. You can present. Already I given a data.
So we are here, you, sir.
Okay. Just you
Give
go
me
on
one
presenting.
minute time. 1 minute time, I will share.
Okay.
It's not showing. So that let me check. So otherwise, can I present, sir? Yes, you can present. No problem. You can present. Already I given a data. hear you, sir. Okay. Just give me one minute. 1 minute, I will share. It's not showing. So that otherwise, can I present slides?
Hello?
Yes, sir. I'm presenting, sir.
Okay.
Please you carry on, sir.
Okay. So that explorative research is a research which basically tell us exploring your knowledge. I meant to say that getting a in-depth analysis or understanding about the subject or topic of your research. Suppose your research is to the about job satisfaction. Now you collect all the data and information related to job satisfaction by empirical, by referring books, by referring various journals, and by doing a research review of literature, you can able to find major concept which is related, and you're able to find what are the major constructs and concepts. So first is a concept, then after the construct. Concept is suppose that job satisfaction is defined by different authors in different ways. Now, we referring to different authoritative definition, we get some conclusion that what actually mean by job satisfaction. Now, your study is called a job satisfaction. Job satisfaction is become a construct. Now, in your study, how this concept of job satisfaction you measure? So, what is the operational definition? What do you mean by job satisfaction in your sense when you carrying out the present research? So, this explorative research basically help you to understand in depth of your research topic. And another is called a descriptive research. So, descriptive research means that is simply called conducting of a survey, gathering the facts and inquiry of different kinds. So descriptive in something say that we describe the present status. Suppose I know that what is the response of a customer about present product. What is how consumer perceived about the quality of a product, how consumer perceived of the price, how consumer feeling about, or the consumer willing to spend the money to buy the product. Now, all these are the description. So descriptive statistics, for the descriptive research, what we require, we use the descriptive statistics. So descriptive statistics are those statistics which describe something. Now, this descriptive statistics is not intended to test the hypothesis. So, descriptive research is a research for the purpose of collecting the data for knowing the state of affairs. In social and business research, we quite often use the term ex post facto research for a descriptive, means what happened. Suppose in descriptive research, what we do, what sort of analysis we do under SPSS for a descriptive statistics, we do descriptive analysis. So descriptive analysis simply we call frequency table, mean calculation, standard deviation, range, variance, minimum, maximum, and all these are the descriptive statistics. So descriptive statistics means they will describe, suppose what is the mean age of customers of your research? What is the mean annual spending of customer on your product? What is the mean job satisfaction? What is the mean profit? So their intention is not to test any hypothesis. So they simply describe the effects, like they are represented in the frequency table by using descriptive statistical analysis that we use in SPSS. Another research is called analytical research. Analytical research has research that use about fact and information which is already available. So analyze the make critical evaluation of the material. Now analyzing the things, but it is also not at all connected with our SPSS. Most important is called exploratory research. Exploratory research is the most common type of a method of research responsible for establishing the cause and effect relationship. Now I am telling that cause and effect relationship. Explorative research or those research which explain something. Exploratory research which tells something about there is some sort of association must be there, some sort of a relation must be there between two and more variables. Whereas a descriptive research only collect the information about the study of your topic. Explorative research is basically tells the relationship between what type of relationship exists between the two construct or two variables. So construct means or what we call it is a concept which can clearly define the concept. Suppose job satisfaction is a concept, and if job satisfaction, how you want to use job satisfaction and what sort of set of questions which you use for measuring the job satisfaction, it is known as a construct. And what are the questions which contain your questionnaire? They are called questionnaire items. Now, exploratory research is explained basically relationship between cause and effect relationship. So exploratory research are mainly intend to explore the relationship between the variable. So that means, is there any association is there? Is there any relationship is there? Is there one factor will be have impact on other? So exploratory research basically used for testing of an hypothesis. So after testing a hypothesis, we got some inferences. That inferences what we call inferential statistics. So what sort of statistical technique you use for drawing an inferences about the variable, that is known as inferential statistics. Inferential statistical primarily used for data analysis and the research which object is that to explore the relationship between two variable or more variable. So obviously we can call dependent and independent variable. Suppose as of you know that a company is interested to know about what are the influence of salesman experience, what is the influence of price, what is the influence of promotion, what is the influence of climate on sales of our company or our products. Now sales is that we want to try to find in exploratory research a relationship between the two variables. One is called dependent variable, another is called an independent variable. Now, what sort of relation exists between these two variables? Now, in every data analysis, before formulating an hypothesis, we were required to identify what are the variables are there in your research. So, dependent variable, what do you mean by dependent variable? What do you mean by independent variable? What are the independent variable are there? And is there any other variable behind this that's called extraneous variable? Suppose we want to establish a relationship between the two variables only, one is dependent, another is independent. That analysis is called bivariate analysis. So bivariate analysis is a kind of an analysis where we take only two variables, one single dependent variable, one single independent variable. Suppose in our research, sales is a dependent variable, price is an independent variable. So what is the relationship between the sales and price? How sales will be affected by improving the price? What will be happen with the sales when we decrease the price? Now, what is the basic law of demand will tell? Now, everyone is that suppose if we increase the share or increase the price of the product, now sales will also decrease. If you decrease the price, so sales is improved. So we want to test this hypothesis. So we frame a hypothesis that suppose we conducting a research that what is the influence or impact of price of a product on the sales. Now we have a two set of data. One data is related to sales 5 years and one data, 5 years of data we have related to prices. Now, law of demand tells that there is a relationship between price of the product and the sales. If sales price increases, demand fall, and sale price decreases, demand increases. Now, if you have this hypothesis, now, and I say that sale price not a criteria, price may not have influence on the sales. Now I will do a small analysis, like what is a correlation. Now here, dependent variable and independent variable, we both are taken as numerical variable, that are called continuous variable. So here, once if you identify the variable, and also we say that whether it's a dependent and independent variable, we also identify that one. And if that is a dependent and independent variable, whether that a dependent variable continuous variable or independent variable continuous variable. Now, what sort of analysis we want? Now, here sales we have taken the numbers, and the price also are in the numbers. They both are the continuous variable. The perfect what is a suitable analysis for this called correlation. Now we do a correlation between, and we find some value. Based upon that, we get conclusion. Yes, there is a relationship between sales and the price of the product. If you increase the price, there will negatively affect on the sales, and if you decrease the sales price, there will improve the sales. Likewise, apart from the sales, now I want to say find the association. So explorative research is a basically tells the association between the two variables, or mainly emphasizes on relationship between cause and effect relationship. Sale product price have any impact on the sales. Now we want to do for this a simple regression analysis. So simple regression analysis says that out of 100% increase in the sales, what is the contribution of product price on the sales? Now remember, exactly, there is not a single effect on the cost. So improving sales, product price is also one of the factor. Apart from, there are other factors may also have influence. Now here we do not want to study the other factors. We want to study what is the relationship between sale and product price. We are taking only one. How the sales price will be impact on the sales. For that, we do a simple analysis that is called a regression analysis. It is called simple regression analysis because we have taken only two variables. Sale is a dependent variable, product price is an independent variable, and we want to find what is the effect of this price on the sales. So it is called simple regression. Likewise, I want to study what is the influence of working capital ratios on the profitability. So working capital ratio, one working capital ratio we calculated, and one profitability return on investment, and we want to run a simple regression analysis. Based upon that, we get some inferences. Now, explorative research, or basically a research connected with finding the association, finding the impact, finding the relations between two and more variables. So bivariate analysis, as I already told you, that there are three types of analysis we can do with the help of an SPSS. One is called univariate analysis, means there is only one variable and we want to describe that variable, that is called descriptive analysis. And the statistical tool which used for describing that is called descriptive statistics, like frequency, mean, standard deviation, variance, all. So bivariate analysis is analysis where we want to find the relationship between the two variables. One is the dependent variable or independent variable. Now, like correlation analysis, simple regression analysis, chi-square, t-test, ANOVA. Now, all these are the bivariate analysis. Multivariate analysis is an analysis where we want to find the relationship between more than two variables. No, they are called multivariate analysis. No, our study has more variables. Suppose that in case I say that sales are influenced by many factors. One variable is called product price, another variable is called quality of a product, another variable called salesman experience, another variable called company image, Now I want to find that all these variables have an impact on the sets, not by a single factor. Now it is called multivariate analysis. So multivariate analysis, a kind of an analysis where we want to do analysis where variable are more than two. Now, like as you know, research process. Here, the research process basically, no general, let's say formulating our research problem, and we want to do an extensive literature review, and developing an hypothesis, preparing the research design, determining sample design, collecting the data, analyzing of data. Now, what we do here in the what is in the research? What is the role of SPSS in the research process? Basically, for after collecting the collected data has to be analyzed, clean the data, codifying the data, presenting the data, testing the hypothesis, and drawing inferences and generalizations. So on the research, in the research process, by using SPSS, mainly we do uh, part 8, part 9, and part step 10. So analyzing of a data, it means that cleaning the data, is there any data is missing? So what type of data is missing and what type of analysis we have to do? And codifying the data. So we want to assign the codes and number for the data which collected. So based upon the question is, we want to give code. Say suppose in your questionnaire, there is a demographic variable that is called gender, male and female. So male has to be given one number one, female has given two, number two. Suppose age has categorized into interval scale like that, 20 to 40 years, 40 to 50 years, above 50 years. No, three category. 1, 2, 3 we want to assign. Like after assigning, and we want to, for doing a data analysis, what we do that, first we want to require to how measurement has to be measured. Now measurement is something like, it's something quantifying the abstract phenomenon. Now we use different types of measurement. Measurement is that simply we can call assigning a number to the variable, so that the number will be have to represent some characteristics of an object. The object of our study may be an employee, maybe a organization, maybe a business issue, maybe a social phenomenon. Suppose how much you dislike something. What is your degree of likeness and dislikeness? Now, some suppose say that I like so much. I like 1. I dislike 2. Now, in a questionnaire, now we collect 150 people samples, and out of that, how many people are like that product, how many people are dislike the product. Now, data has to represent by doing simple frequency analysis. So, measurement is indicate that giving a number to the object. R. So, it is simply used for, now we use different types of measurement, what we call the scales. So this measurement help you identify giving a number to the object of a study. Now it is help you to list out the characteristics of a phenomenon. Like suppose there are some absolute measures. There are something which is called concrete aspects. Suppose we can measure weight, height, age based upon the date of birth, and income based upon the income level. There are something which are abstract things. Say abstract things are called psychological phenomena like attitude, social integration, intelligence, marital adjustment of couple. They are psychological. What is your motivation? All these things are psychological aspects. So these psychological aspects which can't be measured like meters, kilometers, kgs. We required some sort of a questionnaire. So through that questionnaire or using of some sort of questions, we can able to measure. Suppose how job satisfaction you measure. For measuring the job satisfaction, I have prepared 3 questions. I am satisfied with job security in the company. I have a very good promotional opportunities. I like to work with my colleagues. Now, these are the 3
combine the three questions, they will give you some mean values. Based upon that mean value, you can say that yes, what is the value of a mean for a job satisfaction? No, normally we all using 5-point Likert scale. No, you know 5-point Likert scale means a scale strongly agree, strongly agree, either agree nor disagree, disagree, strongly disagree. No, five, 5-point scale, what we call Likert scale has a 5-point, means 5 options. Option 5, option 4, option 3, option 2, option 1. Now, if you assign these 5 numbers for strongly agree 5, agree 4, not agree, disagree 2, strongly disagree 1. If you add up all these 5 options, 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1, so you will get 15. 15 by 3, what is called? You will get a 3. 3 is the midpoint. Now, suppose we have collect the data related to job satisfaction related to 3 questions, and we want to average it all these 3 question scores, and I get mean value is at 3.55. Now, it means that it is more than the median value. What we can say that moderately employees are satisfied. Suppose if your mean value is near to 5, 4.43, now you say that highly satisfied. If your mean value less than 3, so 1, 2, 3, in between, now we can say low satisfied. Likewise, measurement is about assigning a number. Now, it's play very important role in variable identification. Normally, we use 4 type of scales: nominal scale, ordinal scale, interval, and the ratio scale. Based upon the nature of the scale, what type of analysis we carried out in SPSS depend. That is the reason whenever in SPSS, variable has to enter and the type of scale has to be specified, because scale specification of a scale is very important. In our questionnaire, we look that our questionnaire normally for a quantitative analysis, basically related to finance project, finance PhDs, we not have a problem because that all the ratios or the scales are in a continuous series. But where it comes to marketing research or in HR related research, we have these 4 type of scales. Nominal scales we have, an ordinal scale we have an interval scale, the ratio scale. Now, every scale is very much important. Now, nominal, the least, apart from this 4, the most important is called the 4th ratio. For ratio scale, we perform almost all kind of an arithmetical operation. So that multiplication, and subtraction, multiplication, division. Now, all these 4 kind of an operations we can perform with the ratio. But when the scales are scaling up, the scale is the least scale, not perform any arithmetical operation. Ordinal scale and interval scale, we perform some arithmetical. Based upon that, the scale also decide what type of analysis is carried out. So basically, what is a nominal scale? Nominal scale is a number or a symbol for the purpose of identification. Suppose a team of cricketers having 12 members or 11 members, suppose. Now that number 1, number 2, number 3, so we have assigned numbers. Or a student in your class, number 1, number 2, number 3, up to 60 numbers. It does not mean that number 1 is an intelligent student, number 6 is a backbencher. No, it is not like that. Only for the purpose of identification. Only is a nominal it's a number just for labeling or for identification. So it is called nominal scale. So nominal scale basically used for categorization. So it's simply used for categorizing. No, nominal is say that number 1, number 2, number 3 exclusively. So no, with the help of this nominals, what type of nominal scales normally we see? Like employee ID is an example, nominal scales. Student roll number is a nominal scale. And in the nominal scale, we also have nominal scales are classified if you have a 3 or more option. That is called categorical scale. Like and dislike, yes, no, male and female. Now we say dichotomous questions. So in our questionnaire, we have a dichotomous yes or no question, male or female. Now, if you categorize, they are called nominal scales. So they are only very level of measurement. It is indicate no arithmetic origins. So nominal scale simply describes between the unit of assigning this number. What is the most common form of analysis we do? If your scale is a nominal scale, we do chi-square test is the most common test of statistical significance of association, or for measurement of correlation, we calculate contingency coefficients. So suppose your dependent variable is a nominal and another independent variable is a nominal. We want to do some sort of analysis. Suppose in our case, sales and the product price, they are not nominal scale. They are called ratio scales. They are highest scale. They are continuous scale. So what is the analysis suitable for this? It is correlation analysis, regression analysis. Suppose I want to know job satisfaction level of an employee. For that, there is no association between, or there is no relationship between gender and level of job satisfaction. Suppose already I collected the information about gender, male and female, and I collected information level of job satisfaction, and it is categorized into 3 categories. One is called low satisfied, moderately satisfied, highly satisfied. Now I have 2 variables. One is a gender variable, another is a level of job satisfaction variable. Now I want to run a chi-square test to find an association. So there is no association between gender and job satisfaction. So here the scale is called nominal scale because gender is a nominal scale, and the level of satisfaction because I categorize into 3 categories: low satisfaction category, moderate satisfaction category, high satisfaction category. So the suitable analysis is called a chi-square test. Likewise, we have an ordinal scale which helps you to rank the orders. No, Likert 0.5 scale is a ordinal scale because sometimes we put the rank order from the least to most important. Now suppose that I have 10 factors which cause job satisfaction. By doing a review of literature, I come to know that there are time factors which is most important. There are most important factors which motivate, which cause the job satisfaction employee. So under that, I identified 10 factors: job security, salary, promotion, responsibility, colleague, working condition, supervisor. Suppose 10 factors are I identified. Now I ask to the responding that give me which is the most important rank, which is the most important from order 1 to 10. If you give rank 1 is the most important, if you give rank 10 is the least important. Now after collecting the data from all the respondent, now I want to find what is the rank order based upon the mean values. Suppose I got mean value 4.4 for one factor, job security, and it has a highest to mean. Now what I say that from my research, the most important factor is the job security. After that, it is followed by job supervisor with the mean value of 3.46. Like that, I will find the mean values for all these 4 variables. Now, this kind of a scale is called ordinal scale. Ordinal scale is used for finding the real differences and what is the mean. So correlations with rank order correlation. So Pearson correlation, Carroll-Person rank order correlation. So rank order correlation, in case your questionnaire has any question contain the orders, what is the very suitable analysis that rank correlation analysis you have to do. And interval scale is the 3rd category of scale. So interval scale is about tells the interval something like so 0 to 10, but 0 is not an absolute value. It is an arbitrary value. So suppose that income level of customers. What is your income level category? I can say that my per annum income is 1 lakhs to 2 lakhs, 250 lakhs to 3 lakhs, 350 lakhs to 4 lakhs, and 4 lakhs to 450 lakhs. And I say that above 5 lakhs. No, we have a So 0 to are like 1000 to are like 1 lakh to 5 lakhs in between. So that all the respondent which I collected classified into 5 classes. So out of 100 respondent, how many respondent are having less than 1 lakh rupees per annum? How many respondent having more? For that, what we do simple frequency analysis. But what kind of a statistical technique we can be used for in case your data is your question has an interval scale. So basically, suitable is called t-test, z-test, correlation study by product movement correlation coefficient we are used. Now, these are the appropriate statistical technique we are used for uh, in case if the data has an interval scale. And the topmost and highest two scale is called ratio scale. Ratio scale is a continuous scale which have an absolute true zero value of measurement. Now marks 0 to 100. Now if a student marks are 0 and a person got 90 marks out of 100, now we can say that 0 is the worst performer and the person who got 90 marks is an excellent performer. So that it tells that the ratio scale is the very important scale. Almost all any kind of a data analysis we can perform with your with the ratio scale. So ratio scale has an absolute zero. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, this is called ratio scales or the continuous scales. What are your day sales or monthly sales? In one day there are no sales, 0. So suppose you have recording the scales of your sales of your company from January to December. Now we sometimes in January, suppose there are no sales at all on particular day. Now it is 0 sales day. Now zero ratio scales is also is called a continuous scale. Almost all kind of a statistical analysis we can perform with the ratio scale. So the most suitable or for the ratio scales or multiple regression analysis, geometric harmonic mean can also be performed, coefficient of variance, ANOVA, MANOVA, MANCOVA. We all these things we can perform with the ratio scale. So what we do that whenever you frame a questionnaire, you should take care that in your questionnaire there must be all. There must be a nominal scale must be there in the question. Some questions related to measuring normal. It should have nominal scale, and there must have a ordinal scales. There some questions maybe have an interval scale, and some question must be a ratio scale. So because of having mixing of all these scales in your questions, in your questionnaire, which help you for doing, which have a very large scope for the data analysis. Now you can do any sort of analysis. Now, what is data analysis using SPSS? So SPSS is, as you know, is a statistical package for social science. It used for various kind of a research for a complex statistical data analysis. So basically, statistical package is introduced during 1968 by SPSS Corporation and International, but is later acquired by IBM. Now, during 2009, we have a IBM 25th version is there, but you did not want to have for a PhD work, you did not have a highest level of analysis, just IBM 20, 21 and is 22 is enough for you. SPSS is basically used a statistical technique. We use it for market research, healthcare research, surveying companies, government entities, education research, marketing organization, and they are used for data miner and many more for processing, analyzing, survey data. Now, health research, we also use that. Suppose that I do one analysis for pharmaceutical people to finding the efficacy of two drugs. So, drug A, drug B. Now, this drug is administered for 500 persons. Equally 250% are administered drug A and 250% administered drug B. Now, based upon the data, pharmaceutical company has given the data, sir, you do an analysis related to that. There is no difference between the working efficiency of the both of drug A and B. No, say you tell me that which drug is because I collected the data, they've collected the data and they were given to me, but they don't know which drug is FEA, effective and efficient. So I run a T-test. So I have a independent sample data test. I run it and find that suppose the results are given common. Suppose though there is no significant difference. So what I say that I want to prepare a particular drugs A, it should be efficient compared to drug B. So that I do a small t-test for that and I got a result and based on the result I got an inference. Like in marketing research also, suppose that I got a project that, sorry, you do a multiple regression analysis related to marketing so that we have the data related to sales data we have a advertisement amount data we have, and we have a product price data, and we have a salesman experience data. Now, based upon these three, you find that you do an analysis and come out with an output and tell that among these three factors, which is the most important factor so that we can focus more. So I run a regression analysis for them and my researchers say that uh, many of you assuming that uh, product price is an important, but the output is given that salesman experience is very important. So that I did an analysis in that. I find out that to improve push up the sales at present, salesman experience is important, followed by price, and the third is an advertisement. No, that is the conclusion I got it from there. No. See what I'm telling that. So the statistical data analysis, especially as we use that, which used in irrespective of basically we use in marketing research, we use in health research, we use in survey, and we government entities, education research, marketing organization. Now, so it is a what is the main core function of SPS we have? So basically, it is a statistical program. It is also a modular program. It is a textual survey program and visualization designers. So statistical program means that almost all, with the help of SPSS, you can perform all type of analysis, both of descriptive analysis, inferential analysis like frequency, crash tabulation, bivariate, multivariate. And another modular program, so we have some advanced statistical procedures. That is in SPSS we can have add-on procedures, add-on statistical procedures like ANOVA, what do you call AMOS, analysis of multivariate analysis. If you have that advanced program, you can able to build a model for testing of hypothesized model. You do an analysis. ANOVA we want to do it. Suppose that how the model is building. Suppose you do a review of literature. From the review of literature, you find some key points. Suppose job satisfaction is influenced by job security, supervisor, colleagues, working condition, and salary. Suppose five factors have an influence on job satisfaction. Now I want to test a model. I say that job satisfaction is influenced by salary, promotion, working condition, job security, supervisor, and colleagues. Now these are the seven factors will have influence on it. Or these factors have any influence or not. So I proposed one model. Salary is very important for job satisfaction. My research questions are like that. Salary is an important factor for job satisfaction. Working conditions have influence on the job satisfaction. Supervisor play vital role to improve the job satisfaction employee. Promotion opportunity enhance job satisfaction. These are my research questions, and I proposed a one model. Now I want to test this model by using AMOS. So model programmers and text analytical or survey program. So SPSS can be used for to help survey administrator. So like open-ended questions, entry and analysis, visualization designer. So by using variety of data, we can present our output in form of graphs, charts, box plot. We have pie charts. We can have bar charts. We can have a 2D, 3D chart, so that the data can be very easily visible and identified. So majorly What are the major features over there in SPSS? In SPSS, we have a data editor. So it is something like SPSS is something like your Excel sheet analysis. What we see in Excel analysis, same things are there in SPSS. The only that you required about data editor and output viewer maker, multi-dimension pivot tables are there, and viewer data editor help us to editing data, defining the data, entering the data. Viewer maker is very helpful us to browse your result selectively, and it's called output section of the SPSS. Multi-dimensional pivot chart will call data which has make a 2D presentation and 3D presentation of data, and the rows and columns has interchange or data transposition, transformation of data from rows to column to row we can change, and data access is a retrieve information from the data wizard of different data format. Data transformation, which is help you to get computation of your data, combining data, categorizing data, adding, splitting the data. So electronic distribution feature is help you to send the report to other people with the clicking of a button and exporting of data to another format. Now the last in that we have an online help. So SPSS is a user-friendly as well as a syntax program. User-friendly program is a graphical program where you just have a click your mouse and we get an output. Whereas to minimize your task of repetitive nature, now you can also write a program. So that is called by using command language, you do it. Now we have actually a case study using SPSS because here we have a problem with computer related that otherwise. So what kind of case studies we can do for SPSS? So job satisfaction is a case study we can do. We collect the job or we consumer attitude, and we collect the data related to customer satisfaction, and we collect the data related to of any of your project of there. Here, the most important thing is that your questionnaire should contain all the four skills which I talked previously. So your questionnaire, in that questionnaire, the question should be contain nominal scale, it should contain ordinal scale, it should contain ratio scale, it should contain rank scale, so that it can have a more scope for analysis. So that is for SPSS today. Any queries? Ismail sir? Naik sir? Hello? Naik sir? Hello? Hello? Naik sir?
Sir, yes, sir.
Any queries?
Yeah, dear participants, would like to welcome you to ask the questions. Now the session speaker is ready to answer your questions.
Proportion of parts and this job satisfaction. So and I proposed a one model. So I want to test this model. The model
So one question is there, one of the participants in chat box. Sir, what is the analysis which we can use for the internal scale?
Internal scale.
Scale.
Interval scale is a topmost scale. With that internal analysis, we can do even chi-square test, t-test, and z-test also. And basically, they are used for internal scale. We can do perfectness ANOVA, analysis of variance.
So one more question, sir. So what are statistical tools for the multivariate analysis?
Multivariate analysis, it means that find the relationship between two or more variables. Use structural equation modeling. You can use regression analysis, factor analysis, and you can do descriptive. Basically, analysis. Present, we structural equation modeling. Even you can do Mankova. It's all depend upon the what sort of variable you are using. So that what, how many dependent variable are there, how many independent variable are there, is there any covariable, or based upon that we will decide. For multiple variate analysis, today majority of research are towards building a model. So we use structural equation models as a technique. Is there any question?
So one more question, sir. What analysis we can use for the Likert scale questions?
For Likert scale, one is called simply you do a frequency analysis, and another that you can do a chi-square. The thing is that Likert scale has to be converted into categorical one. So that it means that suppose 5-point scale has to divide it into 3 categories, something like that: strongly low satisfaction, moderate satisfaction, high satisfaction, or something like that. You want to know that awareness of level of employee towards customers to a product, aware, moderately aware, not aware, highly aware. In such a case, you can do a chi-square test. For a nominal variable, you can, for Likert scale, it's all depend upon, I told you, no, if in that Likert scale, normally we do a chi-square analysis, and if you categorize it, we can also do an ANOVA, we can also do t-test. If you are having only 2 variables, like I want to find there is no difference between male and female with regard to some aspects, I can do a t-test. So I want to find there is an association between income level and some other aspect. So I do chi-square test. So they hear that in a Likert scale, what kind of a hypothesis you have. Based upon that, suppose that your intention is to find an association. Now you do chi-square test. Your intention is to find the differences between. You can do t-test. Your association, your intention is to find significance differences between 3 or more categorical variable with other. That is, you can do ANOVA. Or your intention is to find the relationship between the 2 variables, like sales and price. In case, you can do correlation analysis. Or your intention is to find the influence and impact of one variable on, like suppose that what is the impact of product quality on sales. So based upon that, interval scale you can use for different analysis. Primarily for interval scale, Likert scale, we do chi-square, independent sample t-test, and ANOVA test. Okay. Is there any question?
So one more question is there, sir.
Oh, tell me.
So how can we analyze interview schedule?
For an interview schedule might be you may have some options, may not be having some options. Suppose an interview schedule, whether it is your questionnaire is a dichotomous or open-ended question, that we want to see. In an interview question, normally it is a narrative type. For that, very simple is called frequency analysis. Suppose that I ask one interview for an employee. Suppose for a manager, what is the major sources of recruitment for your company? So this same question I ask for a 20 HR persons. It is an interview. So he said that we use campus placement. We post our data through online. We take the professional help of likewise 3 or 4 options you have. Even in interview schedule, you put an option of 2 to 4, or even there are no option at all. But by surveying more than 10 to 15 HR manager, you come to know what are the common sources of recruitment. how many people and which company we has given a preference for each and every. That for that simply we can do a frequency analysis or percentage analysis. We can do.
Is there any question?
Yes, sir. The question is, if we have filtered question in our questionnaire, so how we process the data in SPSS? Because the further question will be contain the missing data in filtered questions.
Yeah, as possible, filtered when you would data, because that missing data which create a big problem for your analysis. So you put an effort that missing data should be not there at the time of collecting the responses. You see that every option has to be filled by the customer. So that is the basic one in online, where we have this problem because that some questions are not answered. In such a case, what we do that, we take the respondents so that as much as possible, you collect the data for, suppose you use sample size formula you use, and in that sample size required by using some formula. There are different formulas are there. Now, in that, suppose you find out we required 400 samples. Instead of exactly 400 samples, you take 450 sample as your sample and 450 questions as given. It expected that out of 450 questions might be a 50 or 30 questions may not be suitable, or 10 maybe out of 450, 50 questions are unfit for your questionnaire, for your analysis, but remaining 400 are very fit for your analysis. So that will take only that 400 samples. So that is the reason, instead of for online filing and all those things, it is better we conduct in a schedule. The surveyor has to go to the respondent and collect it, but it is costly and time consuming. That is the criteria. That's one of the limitations. Is any other question?
Yes, sir. When role of econometrics and stochastic arises for the solving research problem?
So econometric is a special branch of analysis where basically econometric we use for solving, proving, as I already told you, that research means something you prove or disprove. So econometric is a technique which you used for proving, disproving some theories which related to your economics. So in econometric, one of the examples is called multivariate, multiple regression analysis. Suppose that I want to find agriculture yield or productivity of some land. Now agriculture productivity or land yield in terms of tons of rice. I have a 10 acres of land and what is the yield of rice and what is the influence of fertilizing quality, soil quality, and farming methods, traditional methods or modern methods, and doing farming by taking the expert opinions, agriculture expert opinion, scientist opinion, and based upon these all different factors, so you find. So agriculture econometrics simply tells that same thing. We use the data analysis for solving agriculture related problems. In that we use basically in an econometric model we use multiple regression analysis often. Okay, is there any question?
Yes, sir. So how can we analyze missing or omitted responses from?
So in the missing data, we test in Spss 99. So 99 is suppose that 100%, suppose you have a 120 responded for one questionnaire. In that, by doing a frequency analysis, we can be able to find valid response and percentage and valid percentage and cumulative percentage. So by doing that simple frequency analysis, we can able to that these are the people are answered or unanswered this question. Out of 120 might be a 10% may not answer to the question, and the remaining are people are answered, so that this percentage is eliminated. solution as much as possible, because having missing data is very headache for you, and it sometimes it will give you a misleading some, and sometimes significance value is substantially increases or decreases because of this problem of missing data. So as much as possible, we see that missing data has to be eliminated. Is there any question?
You collect the data from, suppose you use
Yes,
sample
sir.
size. Sample size formula sample
In
size
case I have categorical and Likert scale questions, and I have two variables, what kind of analysis can
Yes.
be used in this case?
exactly 400 samples.
So first, let me tell you that what kind of a question it is. What is the question exactly? You just tell me this is my question. How we can do that one? Suppose that I say that I are aware about this product. No, that is this question speak about the awareness of customer. I aware of Microsoft product. Now this is a question which have suppose we have a 5 scale: extremely aware, aware, neither aware, not aware, no awareness at all. These are the 5 scales out there. For simplification, what we do that we want to have in Spss we do visual binning. By doing the visual binning, 5 categorical data into divided into 3 categories only. Suppose extremely aware, moderately aware, no awareness. Now I want to know that there is a difference between, or there is an association between consumer education level and awareness of product. What we all assume that if a customer have high education, they have high awareness about the product. Now I want to try to prove or disprove this hypothesis. So customer education awareness, education level improve the awareness of product. Now, for this, I do a simple chi-square analysis. One is a Likert scale, there that is called awareness. Another is called education level, is a categorical. So both are, I put it nominal scale, and I do a chi-square analysis. Based upon that chi-square result, I come to a conclusion. Suppose that yes, consumer education can improve the awareness of a product. That we can do it. Is there any question?
Yes, sir. One of the participant is asking psychological questions. So my options are right here. That is a strongly agree, agree, neutral, disagree, strongly agree.
Yes, means psychological concepts, what we call abstract things, we cannot clearly measure. So psychological concepts are something like that: intelligence, attitude, motivation, organization commitment, job satisfaction. No, these are the psychology, even stress level. These are things not directly measures. For that, what we required at least of 3 to 5 questions for measuring one aspect. Suppose I say that I want to measure the psychological aspect of job satisfaction, or suppose job security. I pose 3 questions to the respondent. Here, my job is secure. 5-point Likert scale. Agree to strongly disagree. Strongly agree to strongly disagree. My management never terminate my service. I have a guarantee of tenure. No, 3 questions are there. All these 3 questions, what telling that these 3 questions are measuring the sense of job security. I clubbed all these questions, compute and make one scale, that is called mean scale. Yes, by doing in Spss, we have one option called computation of variable. By computation of that variable, I can compute the data and get one mean value. Based upon the mean value, I can come to a conclusion. Yes, job security is high or not. That's why we can do that. Is there any question?
In case I have categorical and Likert scale questions, and I have two analysis can be used in this case.
Please, once again repeat your question. If you have a Likert scale, if you have a Likert scale, I say that what type of analysis you can do it, but it's all depend upon what kind of a hypothesis. See, hypotheses play very important role. So based upon the formation of an hypothesis in your research, we can able to say that what kind of analysis you can do it. Almost all for all business studies, we use the Likert scales. For a Likert scale, we can use even ANOVA, we can use chi-square test, we can use t-test, and we can use Garrett ranking. For the ranking, we can have ranking, Garrett ranking, we can do it, and rank correlation we can also do. Is there any link? Is there any question?
No, sir. Okay, I would like to welcome all dear participants. So please turn on your video. We'll take a snap with the resource person. So please turn on your videos. So thank you. I'm very happy to see you all on the screen. So hope we reach the participant expectations. Hope it is a benefit to you all. It may be increased to your knowledge and the research. And you can also take a snap for your memory.
So, Mike, sir, you share my email to them. If you have any
Sure,
doubt
sure, sir.
related to
Sure,
future
we'll
for
share
data,
to them, sir.
I can help them to so that they can do their better. That become very
Sure, I will share your PPT and the sessions video and your contact details also, sir, to the
okay,
participants, sir.
no problem, no problem.
Yeah, dear participants, so further you have any doubts and you may approach to the resource person at any time. Sir will also help you. Thank you everyone. So shall we close the session, sir?
yeah,
As I said,
thank you. Yeah, once again, and thank
so
you.
before closing the session, I would like to give the remark of the programs. That is, and we are very happy to say this one with you all. So we have 500 and plus responses for this program, and 10 to 15 participants are from the out of India, like Nigeria, Andaman Nicobar, South Africa. Like really, it's a very great response to our program. So, like, and we are also expecting the same kind of support, participation, our programs. We are very heartful, thankful to you all attending throughout the session and active participation in the program. So thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, Raja sir, for
Thank you, sir.
accepting our request and taking the session active, sharing very good knowledge to the participants. Thankful to you, sir. We're also expecting the same kind of cooperation from you, and in the future also.
Definitely.
So really, you are sharing a very amazing session to us, knowledge to the participants, sir. So thank you, sir. Thank you to you.
Okay. No, I left.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. You can. You
Thank
can.
you. Thank you to all.
Yeah, dear participants, please submit the feedback form. So So it is active up to 2 p.m. only. And certificates will be provided to you after 2 days. So want to work out on that? So certificates will come to you. So please submit the feedback form. So thank you everyone.
Excuse me, sir. Hello. Mike, sir. Hello.
Hello,
Mike,
who is
sir.
speaking?
Sir, I'm Amol Salve. Well, the
Yeah.
feedback link is provided to us on the group or email.
Yes, no, sir. It is there in chat box only.
Chat box. Sir, I am
Yes,
not
yes.
getting it on Google Meet, sir.
So please see the chat box right now. Once again, I am shared here.
Now I got, sir. No problem, sir. No got, sir.
Okay. Right.
Okay,
No
sir. Thank you,
issues, sir.
sir. Yeah, sir.
So thank you all of you. Thank you everyone attending our program. Make it in a grand success. Thank you.
Hello.
Sir,
Sir, thanks a lot to the organizing team and management for conducting such a program. And wonderful resource person identified by the institute and very nice and comprehensive deliberation. Really appreciate it very much. And sir, one request would like to place on record. Kindly in next session coupled it with some hands-on session. Then
sure,
I mean
sure.
it will be more meaningful.
Yes, sir. So we are planning 1 week program on research methodology, sir.
Yes,
So
yes.
maybe this month, last week or next month, first week, we are planning, sir. Sure,
Yes.
we will give the best knowledge on research methodology to the participants, sir.
Thanks, sir. Thanks a ton, sir.
Thank you, sir. You are welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Don't.
Any more questions?